Happy Friday, y'all. Make it a great weekend. And I hope you guys stay out of trouble. Remember, there's a lot of weird things going on and there's a lot of weird stuff floating in the air. So don't always be so anxious and desperate to connect with a whole bunch of people in a bunch of big groups. So just be careful, man. You know, don't be out here trying to have these little parties or turning up and then y'all go back home to y'all's kids or y'all's spouses and y'all bringing viruses and sickness to them. Sometimes y'all don't even realize that y'all bring stuff home. And I ain't just talking about the C virus. It could be a flu, a cold, anything. Be careful, man. If you know someone is not feeling well or somebody's coughing a whole lot, distance yourself from them. Anyway, a lot of us are happy and excited that this fight is finally on between Bud Crawford and Errol Spence. Finally. Of course, there was some pushbacks. You know, every time they would try to make everybody feel like the fight was going to be on, something would come up. You know, dating back to last year. Errol had beat Ugas. Well, first and foremost, Bud had beat Porter. Stopped Porter right in front of Errol. Errol left the building. Didn't go in the ring. Didn't try to call him out then. He tended to his other ventures. And then he he beat Ugas. Called out Bud. Then negotiations were underway. A lot of weird things was going on with the negotiations. Bud felt like they was wasting his time and they were BSing and they weren't willing to fight in 2022. So he got his bag and, stayed active and fought another fight. He fought Evanesian, knocked him out. And then Errol Spence's camp was I don't know. They was trying to say, he made a bad decision, and we go in a different direction now, and all this other stuff. And then the talks came up about Errol Spence and Thurman. Errol Spence and Thurman. Not only that, but the WBC had granted him special permission to fight Thurman at 154, which we don't know why that didn't materialize. That was a waste of time. And, in my eyes, I just felt like, okay, they just put that out there to just buy Errol Spence more time to get himself back in shape. Because we did see the chunky Errol Spence when Errol Spence was supporting his guy, Martin, I believe. And that kind of exposed to a lot of us that he was not ready. He was not making preparations for Bud Crawford. He was not ready for Bud Crawford. And then he pops up being interviewed by his own woman, his own wife. And, he kind of, in so many ways, he admits and he reveals how he was not taking things serious and he was partying a lot and stuff like that. So that was a dead giveaway that, he was putting other things ahead of his career. And even though Errol Spence's camp and the machine that was backing him was making it seem like Bud was ducking him, but in actuality, any real one know that Errol Spence just was not ready. Well, not to mention, when Bud did fight Evanesian, he gets in another accident, supposedly, allegedly. Gets in an accident with some 14-year-old who we have not seen yet. We don't know who the heck this who the heck this young man is. It could have been made up for all I know. Just to already lead the public to think that this Bud Errol fight is not going to materialize as soon as we think. But anyways, it wasn't what it was. Errol said he was hurt, or things started hurting, so they pushed the date of the fight back. As a matter of fact, there was no date. It was just, I guess, negotiations were continuing. We know that Errol Spence was not involved in the negotiations, so I don't even know why people even speaking for Errol. And Errol couldn't even speak for himself in that situation. Al Heyman, you know, he was being the Wizard of Oz that he is, and doing what he was doing behind the scenes. We still have yet to see this guy. But this Thurman-Errol Spence fight did not materialize. As a matter of fact, I almost felt like somebody put a muzzle over Thurman's mouth or something, because his show wasn't saying nothing. Smooth was quiet until what? Maybe a couple of weeks ago. And then we started realizing, oh, okay, maybe they're not going to fight. And then we started hearing that, oh, Bud and Errol were back negotiating and that they're close to coming up with some type of agreement. And now here we are. The fight is on. So all you Errol Spence fans, don't be quiet now. The fight is on. I need y'all to keep the same energy. Keep the same energy. May the best man win. But now, we don't have to go back and forth about who's ducking who, none of that stuff, because we know the fight is on. In my opinion, Bud wanted the fight all along. He was the first and only one that called out Bud. Bud was the first and only one that called out Errol Spence. You know, approached him in his face, told him what it was. He stopped Porter right in front of him. In my eyes, Porter was Errol's toughest opponent to date. And I actually had Porter. I'll tell you like this. If Errol didn't score that knockdown, he definitely would not have won, unless they were just planning on giving him the fight anyway. But in my opinion, on paper, even with that knockdown, I had Porter winning the fight. I felt like he was dominating the whole fight. But Errol's the prodigal son of boxing. Just like LeBron James is the prodigal son of the NBA. I feel like they have made Errol their king. So there's been a whole lot of excuses made for Errol Spence and why he's been moving the way he's been moving. You know, I don't know why people was thinking, oh, maybe he's just going to go to 154. You know, it's like, who's he going to fight? He ain't going to fight Jermell. That's his buddy. They are Care Bears. You know, why would they fight each other? Jermell has all the belts. And Bud already has said that after he beats Errol, he's going to come for Jermell if he's still there. So I felt like a lot of people were just trying to interfere with and put a stop to Bud's destiny and his purpose and his plans and his goals before he retires. And they've been stalling, trying to age him out, trying to slow him down. But finally, here we are. We are finally here. And we shall see. But all you Errol Spence fans, keep the same energy. And I really, really hope that for the safety of the sport, that both fighters agreed to random blood and urine testing. Nobody shouldn't be arguing with that. Nobody shouldn't be trying to come up with excuses and say, "Oh man, y'all just trying to do that because y'all scared that Bud or Errol's gonna lose." No. Every top tier fight, or every fight that's the most anticipated fight that you know is gonna make history, should have that. We need to make sure that both fighters are clean. especially Errol, because Errol walks around at almost 200 pounds when he's not fighting, and somehow, some way, he juices himself all the way down to 147, and he looks ripped and chiseled. So hopefully this man has not been taking PEDs to get him, not so much to perform, to enhance his skill set, but to drop weight, to keep making 147. So hopefully he's not going to pop dirty, and hopefully he's not up to some funny business, because we already know what happened with this Shields and Hannah Gabriel situation. Hannah Gabriel failed her drug test. So hopefully both fighters get tested, and hopefully this fight will live up to the hype, because it's finally on. Salute to both fighters, and may the best man win.